One, two, one, two, one, two. Subscribe to the channel. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Subscribe to the channel. Now, I'm doing this live stream Friday evening. I don't have much time, but I'm on the fence on who to vote for, so we're gonna do this research. Right? I don't have to have much time tonight because I'm doing a whole series. So this one is, excuse me, Candace Owens ain't do shit. Candace Owens did fake research on Kamala Harris. If Candace Owens cannot bring up this stuff that we're bringing up, it's fake research. Nobody gives a damn where Kamala was born at. Yo, bro, Candace Owens starts to scare everybody when you could do fake research and then put it out there. Oh, I busted her. It's half of a bust. So if you're not going to do the other half, how do I trust you? You're not telling the whole truth about Kamala Harris. You're not telling the truth on how powerful this woman really is. In this video series, I will be showing you, as I have been already, to show you how and why Kamala Harris has become the most powerful woman in the world. True allies of the most elite and wealthiest people in all of the land. Associated with just the biggest of the biggest people. And I'm going to do a little bit of that tonight. And we're going to see, like, Candace, you don't know all of this? How does a dumb little old brother like me have it? But Candace, you don't know all of the big wigs that Kamala had. No, we're not talking about no Beyonce. Oh, I do have a treat for y'all today. Like I said, going down this rabbit hole has frightened me. Because I got a major treat, B. Just, like I say, don't ever go down rabbit holes, B. You'll get the bejesus scared out of your ass. I'm telling you, man. It's scary. You think you tough? Go down the rabbit hole. You'll see that your toughness will slowly start to fade without anybody ever doing anything to you. You just realize, oh shit, I'm outnumbered. So we're going to prove that Candace Owens did fake research, half of the job, proven, and always remember, always pay attention to the background. That's where the power is.
I got a little moment to walk through the door, and I came through. But when I come through, I want to bring my brothers. I want to bring my cousins. I want to, like, don't give me a chance. I'm coming with a sense of fun. I know it's tough to know the rules here. You know, coming from South Central Los Angeles and moving into the San Francisco, going to Yale, and finally understanding all the interlocked ways of engaging the industrial complex. How does one break the fourth wall? The fourth wall being poverty, insecurity. I'm not good enough. No matter how much I studied, I'm just never going to be that guy. My mother, who came from Texas, said, you are that guy. She grew up sharecropping in Downsville, Texas, went to Okinawa, and on the GI Bill, was able to show me and my twin brother what it means to grow up with a mother, 6 kids, but books on the wall. Sense of pop joy. Guys, what I want to say tonight is this. I won the lottery in terms of, I think I won the lottery in terms of all of you guys waiting for me to say what I won the lottery for. That's just being silly. and a little drunk. The truth of the matter is that there is nothing that's outside of what you can do. And what the Human Rights Campaign does is shows the rest of the world that, sure, you've got your way of dealing with the world, and we have ours.
What these people do with Kamala Harris, her foundation, lets you people, you regular people, know you have your way of doing things and they have their way of doing things. That's the introduction of what I want to try to educate you on this evening.
And no matter what you do, we'll continue to be stronger, and we'll grow stronger, and we'll find people who represent our values.
But brother, I'm a human being. Why can't I be a part of your representation? Why am I ostracized? Why is the straight black or the straight people, period, ostracized from your group? Why is it a versus type thing?
Represent the values of the Human Rights Campaign, and so do you. I represent the.
All right, that was just an introduction. What we're gonna do, we're gonna strike. We're gonna strike. All right, we're gonna just hit you with the bombs. We're gonna go. Who do we like? I think we're gonna go to somebody who we all like. We're gonna go to Hillary. I'm sick of playing with. I know y'all ain't ready for this type of work. Let's get it straight. You're not ready for this. So I'm only gonna spoon feed until you understand what's going on. Do I want to do Hillary from 17 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago? Listen, man, Hillary is powerful. And they all ride with Kamala Harris. Let's go with 6 years ago. Trump was in office. Let's get it.
We cannot wake up the morning after Election Day wishing we had done more. The truth is, a donation at this stage of
Well, I'm thrilled to be with you, especially to honor my shero, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Called What Happened. If you haven't read it, you should. It will be very clear she is not done yet. She always brings all of herself to everything she does. She continues to show us we all need to resist, insist, persist, enlist. We need to move onward together. She has the heart of a champion, unlimited compassion for others, and a
Now, remember, this is all based on Candace Owens doing bullshit research. This is the real Kamala Harris family. All that DNA bullshit she doing is nothing compared to the power that this woman is dealing with.
Thank you, HRC, for that warm welcome.
Look at this room full of bigwigs. You ever seen The Purge? Which one was it? I think it was, basically all of them. But my favorite Purge was when, they all was my favorites. Because what it showed was this. It showed this type of crowd. So when the purge happened, these are the people that were able to, delete with autonomy. When I say autonomy, meaning they had all of the weapons, they knew who they were targeting. It was serious with the purge. This right here is the purge, dog. This is Kamala's family, Candace Owens, Tariq Nasheed, all of them. Bullshit.
initials with than you. Thank you. Now, some of you may have seen as I came up the stairs that I've got one of those boots on because I fractured my foot. And yes, it's going to be for a couple more weeks. But when something like this happens, here's what your doctor says. Your doctor says rice. Rest, right? Ice, compress and elevate. And don't do anything else. I said, well, that's all fine and good. But in addition to rice, I have HRC that I have to be at.
Now, why would Hillary have to be at HRC? Why would Kamala have to be? Whoever watches this video, you will learn. What was Candace Owens? What did Candace Owens prove? If she can't prove this, Kamala's real family, fuck all that DNA shit. This is Kamala Harris's real family. Real purge, real bigwigs. Look at the room. Look at the room. Bigwigs. Look at the room. The purge. Bigwigs. Look at the room.
Some of you may have seen as I came up the stairs that I've got one of those boots on because I fractured my foot. And yes, it's going to be for a couple more weeks. But when something like this happens, here's what your doctor says. Your doctor says rice. Rest.
Now, I'll have you know that this was 2017. So Trump was in office. She just lost. She broke her foot.
Right? Ice, compress and elevate. And don't do anything else. I said, well, that's all fine and good. But in addition to rice, I have HRC that I have to be at. I can't imagine missing this extraordinary event. And I'm told that it's...
But why, Hillary? Why would you not want to miss that event even though you're injured and you're old? Why wouldn't you inform the public that you have to go to this particular place? Why is this place such a secret?
The biggest one ever, and we need it to be. I want to thank my dear friend, Billie Jean King, a champion for equal pay, greater opportunities for women and all people. And it's wonderful to see a lot of familiar faces.
Look at the room. This is Kamala's family. Look at the room.
All people.
Look at the room of bigwigs. Y'all didn't think this many bigwigs existed. This is Jeff Bezos. This all the bigwigs up in there. Oh, you think I'm lying? Okay.
And it's wonderful to see a lot of familiar faces here tonight, including Sarah McBride and Keisha Khan. They both spoke so eloquently at the Democratic National Convention last year. They embody America and our values at our best. Now, being here does feel a little bit like a family reunion. And that's, for me, in large measure, because I am so grateful for the support I've received from so many of you and the LGBT community over the years.
Stop the show.
Stop the show.
Stop the damn show. Stop the damn show. Talk your shit, Hillary. Talk your shit. Like I said, I know this is too much for you folks to handle, man. We're taking it light, but it's so potent that even if I take it light, it will blow your mind. So when I do these videos, my point is for you to understand and learn the modern times, understand how powerful Kamala Harris is and why she is where she is. And if she wins, this is the reason why. No other reason. All that Candace Owens bullshit means nothing. This is about who has the strength, who has the numbers, who has the big wigs, who has the influence, a la Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Tyler Perry, Jeff Bezos. Oh, matter of fact, now, guess what I found going down this rabbit hole? Guess what that now? Okay, Hillary, she's talking LGBT shit. It's all love. HRC. But guess who else was with the HRC? Your boy. Your boy. This is how you know Russell Simmons is in some real trouble, because he must have turned his back on these people. Because look what Russell said. When was this? 13 years ago, before Russell had to go on the run. He was a part of Kamala Harris's secret society and spoke out on it. But we didn't know, because we don't know about the secret society.
Hi, I'm Russell Simmons. I'm a New Yorker, and I'm a longtime supporter of marriage equality. I'm happy that we're coming to a time when we can make a change. Make your voice heard. Stand up now for marriage equality.
Y'all know what that is. That's the Equality Act. We looked it up. If you're new and you don't know what the Equality Act is, look it up. So that was a quick little shot just to let you know this is the biggest wigs of the biggest wigs. So big, they kicked Russell out. Or he violated and he had to go to Bali and make a new frontier. So they said, you know how it is on Game of Thrones, they say, send your ass somewhere else and you can go make a new frontier. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a game.
I think it's fair to say you've made me a
Got
better
another
first
treat.
lady, a better senator, a better secretary of state, a better presidential nominee, a better person.
Watch
You
this
embraced
one.
me and my family, and everywhere I went on the campaign trail, I not only saw those blue and yellow T-shirts out in force, but I heard your stories. You know, the man in Iowa who couldn't wait to tell me about the daughter he adopted years ago with his partner, the first in the state, he thought, and the granddaughter who is now the light of his life. The mother of a transgender girl in Las Vegas who stayed awake nights worrying about how her daughter would get the medical care she needed. LGBT veterans, teachers, doctors, nurses, business owners who were so determined to keep their promise to the next generation that...
Have you ever heard Hillary, Kamala, Tim Walz, any of them talk with so much rainbow swag in the public media? Have you ever heard them fight like this for rainbow stuff? Because when they're at this place, they talk with full swag.
That's, for me, in large
I've never heard Hillary talk this raw.
measure, because I am so grateful for the support I've received from so many of you and the LGBT community over the years. You've made me...
Now, remember, this was 2017, so the acronyms were still just LGBT. So from 2017 to now, they done added so many more acronyms. It was just LGBT. I played earlier when Nancy Pelosi was pushing this shit 20 plus years ago. She had called it the, what was it, the GBLT? Or it was only 3 or 4 letters. So when you go down this rabbit hole, you see how those grew, the acronyms. So to where we just call it rainbow. You can't even like keep up with all of the stuff. No disrespect.
Well, thank you. It's mutual. It is.
Why does Candace Owens not have all of this stuff?
I think it's fair to say you've made me a better first lady, a better senator, a better secretary of state, a better presidential nominee.
Remember who she's talking to. Nothing but rainbow community. They have made her a better person. Why she never said that in public? Yo, do you know the rainbow community made me a better everything?
A better person? You embraced me and my family, and everywhere I went on the campaign trail, I not only saw those blue and yellow T-shirts out in force, but I heard your stories. You know, the man in Iowa who couldn't wait to tell me about the daughter he adopted years ago with his partner, the first in the state, he thought, and the granddaughter who is now the light of his life. The mother of a transgender girl in Las Vegas who stayed awake nights worrying about how her daughter would get the medical care she needed.
Okay, you stayed long enough. Let's give you the other treat.
Me and my son, we share a lot of information, so I just finally started telling him who I was.
Mama had 4 kids, she's a lesbian. Had to pretend so long, she's a lesbian. Got to hide in the closet so she ready.
A little bit of music. Stay with me. Jay-Z and his mother's down with
My
this.
son started actually like tearing because he was like, that had to be a horrible life, Mom. And I was like, my life was never horrible. It was just different. I didn't realize the impact of what I was going to do. I did it for me. And in the course of doing it for me, I'm glad that I touched so many people's lives. So now it's time for me to live my life and be happy, be free.
This is Kamala Harris's family. Remember Jay-Z mom came out? We forgot about that, right? Remember Jay-Z mom came out? That's why you see the whole Beyonce. Brother, this is all orchestrated. You guys have no clue. Candace Owens, how do we have a clue and Candace Owens don't know about this? Come on, man. It's bullshit.
LGBT veterans, teachers, doctors, nurses, business owners who are so determined to keep their promise to the next generation that yes, it gets better. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for your courage, your tireless efforts, your enthusiasm and energy. Thank you for your commitment to building an America that's fairer, kinder, more compassionate, and yes, equal. Now, since the election, one of the most common questions people have asked me is, how did you even get out of bed? Yes, I'll be honest, there were times when it was tempting just to pull the covers up over my head. But instead, I spent time with family and friends. I watched a lot of HGTV and went into my own frenzy of organizing closets and drawers. And
hold on, y'all.
Played with our 2 sweet dogs. Did some yoga, including a technique called alternate nostril breathing, which I highly recommend.
I mean, it's too much. I can't overdrown y'all.
Fair share of Chardonnay. I detail all this in my book, What Happened, because everybody gets knocked down, right?
All right, y'all. I could go on and on. That's how come I told you I'm going to take it easy. I could go on and on with these big wigs. Candace Owens is full of shit, if you ask me. Remember this dude? This is 8 years ago. Matter of fact, let's see. 16 years ago. 16 years ago, dog. And Kamala Harris been a part of this for 27 years. Let's get it. Nobody has the most powerful Kamala Harris stuff like me.
I will be very brief. You've heard it all from the 2 honorees. 2 wonderful messages. 2 men deserve to be honored. This community, you've been so good to me over the years, and I tried to be very, very good to you.
2017, we never knew this. I've seen this dude been in Congress for a long time. He's telling the Human Rights Campaign that he's been very good to them, but we never knew about it. You understand?
You have been my friend, and I will never, ever forget your help and your support. Thank you for being there many years ago, and thank you for being with me now.
16 years ago, he said, thank you for being there with me many years ago. They've been building this stuff for years, man. Y'all have no clue.
Some of you know that I said over and over again, hate is too heavy a burden to bear. Love is a better way. As long as I'm in the Congress, and as long as I dwell on this little piece of real estate that we call Earth, on this little planet, I will continue to stand up and fight against discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation.
Man, talking this shit, B.
In my younger years, when I had all my hair and a few pounds lighter, I stood up and fought against discrimination based on race and color. And some people ask me today, why do you take such a hard stand? What do you get in the way? Why do you stand up on the House floor or in the Democratic caucus and vote and plead with your colleagues, knowing that that's the right thing to do? So I can say,
I know what you want.
amen tonight.
I know what you want. You want the real shit.
My young life.
Good evening, LA and HRC. I have to just first acknowledge our friend and great
10 years ago. 10 years ago, fam. 10 years ago. This woman been doing this. Y'all don't know Kamala. Candace Owens is a lie. If she don't have these Kamala videos, she ain't did no research. If Trump don't got them, they lying.
And so February 14th of 2004 was a Saturday. And I was actually scheduled to come to Los Angeles to spend my Valentine's here. And I was on the way to the airport, and I have security with me. So we're driving. But I'll remind you at that time, the national support for same-sex marriage is only at 30%. So then, fast forward, and we go, Prop 8 was passed. Bad, dark day in California in November of 2008. And that's when we did what we do in terms of standing on the shoulders of all the great people before us who have fought for civil rights and equal rights in this country. We took our case to court.
So, same-sex marriage, Kamala Harris, before she was senator or anything, she took they stuff to court. But they keep talking. That's why, like I said, I don't want to disrespect nobody, B. Anton, Daniels, Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, all these black dudes that talk about Kamala Harris did the death penalty. Kamala Harris put people in jail for weed. No, she didn't. She went to court for rainbow rights. That's her policy. So what information are you people spewing out here? She telling it through her own voice. It ain't me.
Bad, dark day in California in November of 2008. And that's when we did what we do in terms of standing on the shoulders of all the great people before us who have fought for civil rights and equal rights in this country. We took our case to court. We formed a coalition of people, banded together, understanding that we will fight in the streets, we will be loud, and we will also take advantage of all the tools that we know are given us in the Constitution of the United States. And we took this case to court. And then, just taking you through a little history, my history of it, and our history of it.
Our who? Why am I not a part of it, Kamala? Who do you fight for? Fuck you mean our history? Why am I not down? Oh, this is a separate fight. Why you don't talk about it in the media? Everybody talking about they know, well, she did this. No, she's telling you what she did. She's telling you her history. But she never says it on CNN.
Be loud, and we will also take advantage of all the tools that we know are given us in the Constitution of the United States. And we took this case to court. And then, just taking you through a little history, my history of it, and our history of it, then there was an election in California for Attorney General, and there were two candidates. And there was one candidate that said that he would defend Prop 8. And there was another candidate that said she wouldn't. And so, with the support of HRC, she was elected. And together, we took this case to court.
With the support of HRC, she was elected. As a matter of fact, I like I said, I'm not going, overbear you guys. It's a lot of knowledge that you're not aware of. But being that she said that, that gives us a moment to pause. Let's go. Hold on. Bear with me.
And finally, we came to the day and we arrived at June 26, 2013, when the United States Supreme Court said that those Prop 8 proponents had no standing, and it was basically coming back to California to make the decision about what we were going to do next. And you'll recall, we were pretty loud. In fact, my staff said, well, you know, you really shouldn't be very vocal in telling the Ninth Circuit what to do in terms of lifting the stay, because that may not be appropriate and all of that. And I said, okay, so this was in my office and they were briefing me. And I said, okay. And we got out there in front of the cameras and I said, the court should lift the stay immediately. And 2 days later, what happened? 2 days later, HRC, Chad actually called me and said, hey, come down to City Hall in San Francisco because the court, the Ninth Circuit, has to stay. And we'd like you to marry and perform the marriage of Miss Perry and Miss Steer. And that's what we did. And I have to tell you, so there we were. I was actually in my office at the time that I got the call. I was having a meeting with a group of folks in my office, and my assistant passed me a note and said, we hear that the Ninth Circuit is going to issue a ruling. We don't know what it was. We don't know what it is. So there we were sitting in this office, you know, having a very important meeting, and no one was paying attention to anything. We were all wondering what was going to happen with the Ninth Circuit. And then the call came and Chad called. And so
why don't Kamala ever tell this fun-loving story to the public? This is part of her history, part of her record. Why don't she ever tell this story? But I bet you when she tell the story.
We all walked down from my office, which is a couple of blocks up, to City Hall in San Francisco. And we arrived at San Francisco City Hall, and the place was quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. Because at that moment,
you see Tariq Nasheed and Umar and all these dudes, they be like, she don't know how to talk. Kamala acts like a damsel in distress. Look at her swag here.
Nobody really knew what was happening. Those who were watching it closely, we knew. So then we all got to City Hall and we went down to the clerk's office so that we could get the paperwork ready to perform this marriage. Well, you know, of course, what happened? The clerk wasn't ready for us. They hadn't figured out yet what to do with the forms. So there we were standing around, and it was an incredible thing. Chad was there. Cleve Jones was there. I mean, it was Bruce Cohen, an incredible group of people, all of us there figuring out and trying to figure out what was going to happen with these forms and get the forms together. And then, of course, you all may know, we got a call that here in Los Angeles, the clerk had said, well, we're not going to do these marriages. We've not heard from the state. And so at that point, someone passed me the phone. I said, well, I'll talk to them. And so we did that. But I will tell you, it was an incredible day. And as you all know, and we all participated, it was an incredible, incredible day. As those minutes and those hours were passing at City Hall that day, the place filled up. Like all of a sudden, people came from everywhere and nowhere. The place was packed. All of a sudden, the gay men's chorus appeared and they just started singing.
All of a sudden, the gay men's chorus appeared and they just started singing. Why don't she ever tell this fun-loving story? Because she has to win first. Candace Owens, why Candace ain't putting this out? Why Trump and them ain't putting this out?
You know, it was just such an incredible, incredible celebration. And it was a celebration of who we all are. Who we are.
Ma'am, we who? Why am I not included? Oh, this some rainbow stuff? Because why am I not included when you say we? Oh, this is a rainbow thing. This is the same room y'all just watched Hillary Clinton in. These are powerful people, man. I can't, just overload y'all. I got to take it light.
In terms of this movement, who we are, in terms of those of you in this room who have been tireless in your leadership of this movement, and who we...
Ma'am, what movement? How come I'm not aware that you are part of some movement that don't include me?
are as Americans. It was an incredible moment in history. And I think we have a lot to feel good about in terms of staying consistent with this struggle. But I would also suggest that as it was with the movement thus far, when we said each day is not equal, we have a sense of urgency about this because each day is not equal when an individual is being deprived of their rights. Each day is not equal when justice doesn't.
The Olden disciple says all political parties are owned by the banking elites. Did y'all see that room? This is some rich people in here. They probably ain't short on this one, but I have plenty. Don't worry.
not occur for a specific or any one group of people in our society. We must always have, everyone, a sense of urgency, because as Dr. King told us, and we know, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And that's the way we approached our task.
Now, that's the only thing I give Umar and all them credit for. The rainbow community took the civil rights of the Black struggle and the laws and the legislation, took it, remixed it like P. Diddy. And now they're making it such a hit record that they made her skip the primary with their power, and she's, up for president. When was this, y'all? When was this? 10 years ago. The woman wasn't nothing. But, oh, yes, she was. She was with these people, talking like a boss.
And so we know our work is not done. And so we know we have a lot to be excited about now. Not 30%, but 59% of this country approves of what is going on.
Ma'am, what is going on? Why don't you let me know? What's going on?
Now we have attorneys general in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Nevada, Oregon, and Kentucky.
Now the rainbow community 10 years ago had, let her say it, I can't remember.
Virginia, Pennsylvania. Now we have attorneys general in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Nevada, Oregon, and Kentucky.
5 states back then. The rainbow community had 5 attorney generals, excluding herself. They were building a power coalition for this day. Oh, you don't believe me? Oh, you think it's a joke? Let's go.
I have the great pleasure to bring up an honored guest. You all, she is the first openly trans Black woman appointed to public office in Cook County. Y'all, she is the first to serve on the Water Reclamation District in the U.S. Y'all gotta keep clapping. Maybe you didn't hear what I'm saying. The first Black trans woman to have those positions. We are thankful you all. She is a lifelong social justice advocate, communications professional, environmentalist, and author, who started her professional career serving as a youth outreach coordinator at the Midwest's largest LGBTQ community resource center. You all, I am so excited to welcome to the stage Commissioner Precious Brady Davis.
Commissioner Precious Brady Davis was born a man, but she's recognized by the HRC for getting a space in office. Now, this is 2024 right here. Same group that Kamala was talking with, how they only had 5 rainbow representatives in office back 10 years ago. Okay? Before Trump even got in office. Okay? Now, this is the first openly trans attorney something of Cook County. Now, this person was born a man before you see him. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everyone.
This is a boy. This is a boy, just so you know. Candace Owens doing bullshit research. Nobody care about where that woman was born. We know she Indian. But everybody's questioning her policies. No, sorry about that. These are her policies. Oh, man. These are the policies right here, homie. This is her family.
President Kamala Harris agreed to too.
This a boy. This a boy. This is a boy. When we say the Black woman's image has been stolen, we mean it. We mean that shit. This is an outright boy. First openly trans attorney general of Cook County, something like that. It's amazing, man. Like I said, I don't want to overload y'all. I don't want to overload you folks.
great pleasure to bring up and honor guest. You all, she is the first openly trans Black woman of public office.
Okay, she's the first Black openly trans. I can't keep up with all that shit.
Openly trans Black woman appointed to public office in Cook County.
Okay, Black trans appointed to public office in Cook County. Powerful.
Y'all, she is the first to serve on the Water Reclamation District in the U.S. Y'all gotta keep clapping. You didn't hear what I'm saying. The first Black trans woman to have those positions. We are thankful you all. She is a lifelong social justice.
Do you think Candace Owens could be running some type of orchestrated political distraction campaign about Kamala Harris at this exact moment? I believe her, CNN, Donald Trump, how they don't know about all this stuff. Now, Donald Trump, he's like throwing like a softball. He's like, yo, she's radically liberal. So he's saying it, but he's not going this far. He's not putting this in the ads. This is the first openly trans person in public office in Cook County, Chicago.
Advocate, communications professional, environmentalist, and author. This is Commissioner Precious Brady Davis.
Now, this is the funny part. This is a girl dressed like a boy. And the person coming up is a boy dressed like a girl.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Why am I even playing this? Because of this. This is where it comes from. This 10 years ago. This the same organization. This is the OG. She is the OG now. She paid her dues. She's the president. Vice president.
How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Chicago. I'm so glad that you're here. Before I get started, hello, thank you so much for being here. Before I get started, I want to...
This is a man. I mean, I don't care either way. I'm just letting you know what it is. Just letting you know.
Acknowledge my husband, Miles Brady Davis.
And she has a husband, Miles Brady Davis. Man, yo. And I believe that dude is a girl. It's just some weird shit going on with this whole association that Kamala and them are dealing with. Tim Walz, they let him in too.
And my daughter's name. Family takes on to run the public office. I'm trying to wrestle with this microphone here, and it's going to. So I'm just going to hold it. Okay. I also want to recognize President Carrie Steele, who is the president of the Water Reclamation District here in Cook County, who is joining us. Hi, President.
This is a man.
It is an incredible honor to be in your company this afternoon, and it brings me great joy to have the opportunity to welcome you to the city of Chicago, a city that means so much to me. This city is the home of the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama.
It's so funny. The way that they name drop and do all this stuff to let you know that everything's elite. It's like when they name drop, it makes me want to stop the video and pull up Barack at the same people. Y'all don't know. Well, Candace Owens, she's that bitch. You ain't did no research on Kamala. I could tell you that straight up.
A spirit of hope and change that still guides us all. We still carry it. I was proud to join our long tradition of breaking glass ceilings when last year I became the first Black trans woman to hold public office in Cook County. When I took on the role of protecting Lake Michigan, a part of the largest body of fresh water on Earth and a source of drinking water for over 5 million people. I won my primary in March. Thank you, Shane. winning the most votes of any trans candidate in American history.
Okay. Why was this person able to win? Because they're a part of this.
Standing up for the Constitution of the United States. Now we have the Attorney General of the United States saying that attorneys general should follow their conscience and do what is right. Now we have Texas as the latest state to have a federal judge strike down same-sex marriage. But our work is not done. Now we have, just yesterday, a historic ruling in Michigan. But today, there was a stay that was issued. Our work is not done. We still have 33 states in these United States of America that refuse and restrict the right of men and women to marry the person they love and the person they choose to love. So our work is not done. And I know that we together are committed and using this night of celebration to rededicate and commit ourselves to seeing this through and seeing that an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And so I would say, let us stand together on the side of fighting for justice and fighting for equality. Doing it on this issue, doing it in the issue that we are increasingly seeing where women are being offered a false choice, which suggests that you're either for religious freedom or the freedom to exercise reproductive health rights. Let's stand on the side as a coalition of women in that fight. Let's stand on the side of the disenfranchised when the Voting Rights Act was gutted and say we will stand as a coalition. Where there is an injustice anywhere, there is an injustice everywhere. Let us stand on the side of justice and saying we will fight for comprehensive immigration reform. Again, understanding.
Hold on. We got something. This was 10 years ago, and this bitch was talking about immigration reform. This was all orchestrated. Why Candace Owens ain't got this?
Everywhere, let us stand on the side of justice in saying we will fight for comprehensive immigration reform. Again,
Comprehensive immigration reform. What did that equal to mean? What did that end up meaning? Caravans of people coming through the border. Wow. This been a plan, dog.
understanding that it is us who will be leaders also in standing up for those who are fighting for the American dream. So HRC, I want to close my comments by saying thank you. The people who are in this room, you're here because you have been leaders and you continue to be leaders. And in that way, you inspire a whole lot of people. And let me remind you that sometimes I know we all, each of us, as leaders, have been in a room where we feel we're the only one that thinks the way we do or feels the way we do. And so let's take a moment to look around this room and remember that we are all in this together. And remember that there are so many people out there that will never know the name of HRC. They will never know your name or my name.
I know.
But because of the work we have done and will continue to do together, their lives will forever be better. Thank you. Where we feel we're the only one that thinks the way we do or feels the way we do. And so let's take a moment to look around this room and remember that we are all in this together. And remember that there are so many people out there that will never know the name of HRC. They will never know your name or my name. But because of the work we have done and will continue to do together, their lives.
You know, as a Black person, I'm against any form of discrimination against whites, Hispanics, gays, lesbians, however you want to phrase it. It's my job with a position of power that I'm in and able to be on television. I'm supposed to stand up for the people who can't stand up for themselves.
That's what happened, fam. Black people have put their power into the rainbow community instead of their Black people. I could go on, but I'm just giving y'all a dose this evening. We're going to continue the series because I could go on with the big celebrities. Everybody that will surprise you, man.
So I think the NBA should move the All-Star game from Charlotte.
It's not a game.
Hispanics, gays, lesbians, however you want to phrase it.
This is all Kamala Harris people. It's a beautiful thing. Candace Owens ain't shit. Let's go. Y'all gonna get this work.
You know, it was just such an incredible, incredible celebration. And it was a celebration of who we all are. Who we are in terms of this movement, who we are in terms of those of you in this room who have been tireless in your leadership of this movement, and who we are as Americans. It was an incredible moment in history. And I think we have a lot to feel good about in terms of staying consistent with this struggle. But I would also suggest that as it was with the movement.
I don't even, I know, I've seen this name before. I've seen this name before. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Say it ain't so. No. Wait till y'all see this one, y'all. I could do this all night, but I'm not, because you cannot intake this overload all at one time. So we got to make a series out of it. You know firsthand over here, Candace Owens ain't got shit. I could give you more Kamala, but when I give y'all this shit right here, y'all gonna say, no, she down with them too? Oh, man. Wait till you see this shit, dog. Oh, that broke my heart. I didn't watch it, but look at this. Oh, just everybody, all of our blacks are gone.
Still being here tonight. This evening is truly a homecoming for me in every way. Houston is where my family and my own roots began. I can still remember those first scary steps I took at George Washington Carver on stage, and then on to the University of Houston, and then to Brandeis University, and then to New York, where I got a chance to, I can't believe that video they showed you on. That's amazing. And now...
This is crazy. I didn't think she was down. Wow. Wow. I would have never thought she was down. It's just so many people, man, that it'll just, you can't watch it all at one time. It'll really ruin you. You knew, okay, you say P. Diddy parties, right? You say P. Diddy parties. P. Diddy parties ain't got shit on this. I'm going to tell you straight.
I'm in Hollywood. I'm so grateful for so many people that saw talent in me that I could barely see in myself when I was a young girl. Now, as I look around tonight, I can't really see you all that well, but I think of the scary steps you've taken too. The first brave steps it took for you to be yourselves and to tell your family and your friends who you are and who you love. Just by coming out and standing up, you know real courage, and I am honored just to be with you and the human rights.
You see how beautiful they speak to the rainbow community? You gotta almost admire this shit. They speak to these people with so much admiration and adoration. Would never speak for a straight black person like that. But you know why, right? They got Jeff Bezos in them out there. They got George Clooney in them out there. The big wigs, Taylor Swift. They got the big wigs.
Campaign to help push equality forward. Now, my lifelong passion, thank you. My lifelong passion is acting. It stretches me to live inside many different roles, to walk in other people's shoes, and to see the world through other people's eyes. And like for many actors, acting forces me to think and learn what makes human beings different. But more important, it also teaches us that we are all the same. I personally believe that our differences make us unique, and realize that we are all the same. That strengthens us, and with knowledge and education challenges us to stand up together to move toward equality for all people. When we look at equality, we can say we are moving forward because of the equality to marriage. It is now the law of the land, but we still see punishing new state laws today that divide and demonize, and these are the laws that we must stand together to change. Now, this reminds me of a role
that I play so often, and some of the characters whose shoes I feel. Many of you may be familiar with Cynthia Carmichael, and that's on the Carmichael Show. I play Cynthia, and she's a religious mother in the family, and that family, of course, is in Charlotte, North Carolina. But a season before that, I got a chance to play Cece, who was a lesbian, and I was terrified of playing this role because I didn't think anybody would. Well, I didn't know that I could pull it off, to be honest. And I was so shocked that everybody really loved it and was very receptive of it, and it's one of the most proudest things I've done because it's so different from anything I've ever done.
Hold on, they said Beyonce on Kamala. I'll be back later.